Okay, so let's go ahead and look at numbers 3 through 6 now. Okay, it says factor each completely. The first rule with factoring always is to see if they have anything in common that we can take out. Looking at number 3, do all 3 of these terms have something in common?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do they have in common?
They have all N's.
Nice, beautiful. So they have an N, an N, an N. Okay, remember we can take the smallest amount. So 3, 2, and 1. How many can I take out?
2.
What's my smallest amount?
1.
1. So I can take 1 N out to begin with. Okay, now let's figure out what's going to be left inside my parentheses. Okay, well if I had 3 N's and I took 1 away, how many do I have?
2.
2, so N squared. Same thing on this guy, I had 2 and took 1. How many are left?
1.
1. Didn't do anything to the 4, so it's still just 4N. And then I had 1N on the 45, but I took it away. Any left?
No.
Nope. Minus 45. Beautiful. Okay, so we were able to take out an N at first because they did have that in common. So now we have to factor this guy, but that's okay. We just got to play the number game with him now. Now that they have nothing in common, we play the number game. Meaning, I need 2 numbers that are going to multiply to negative 45, but add to 4. Okay, we'll just think what 2 numbers could multiply to give you 45.
3, 1.
3 and 1 would, 3 times 1 would be 3. So what would multiply to 45? Connor?
I had it, but I didn't. Hold up.
That's okay. Somebody else? Bella?
4 and
Ooh, not quite 4.
no, not 4.
5 and 9.
5 and 9. Okay, one of them needs to be negative though to give me a negative 45. Which do you want to make negative, the 5 or the 9?
The 9.
Okay, let's try it.
Because 9 is big.
Okay, let's try it. 5 minus 9 would give me negative 4 when I add them together. Ooh, am I looking for a negative 4 in the middle?
No. Should we make the 5 a negative?
Yeah, let's make the 5 a negative because 9 minus 5, ooh, there we go. There's the positive 4 I'm looking for. Okay, so we found our 2 factors. Took us a try, but that's okay. So now we just put it in factored form, just like we're used to. Variable in front, negative 5, positive 9. Is that my final answer? Or have I forgotten something?
I'll say you forgot something.
What did we factor out at the very, very beginning?
N's?
The 1N, right? This 1N, we factored him out, but that doesn't mean he disappears. He just stays in front. He's just been waiting in front there. So now our final answer is that guy. Beautiful. Okay, let's look at number 4. First things first, always see if they have something in common. We only have 2 terms here, so let's look at our numbers. 6 and 24. Is there a number I can divide both 6 and 24 by?
4.
I can't divide 6 by 4.
Yeah. 3.
Oh, I see what you're saying. What about 6?
6.
Can I divide 6 by 6?
Yeah.
Can I divide 24 by 6?
Yeah.
Yep. So they have that 6 in common. Now look at your variables. This guy has 2 N's. This guy has 1. Take the smaller amount. How many can I take?
1.
1. Nice job. Okay, so we could take out a 6N. They had that in common. So let's figure out what's left inside. We do that by dividing, right? That's what factoring is. What's 6 divided by 6?
1.
1. And then I had 2 N's, but I took 1 away. How many are left?
1 and
Just 1 N. What's negative 24 divided by 6?
negative 4.
Negative 4. I had an N, but then I took that N away. Any left?
No.
Nope. So final answer, 6N times N minus 4. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and skip number 5. Don't need to do number 5. Let's just look at number 6. Okay, do these 3 terms have anything in common?
No.
No, they don't, right? These 2 have a P, but that one doesn't. These 2 have numbers, but that one doesn't. So now we just go straight to playing the number game. Number game. I need 2 numbers that multiply to 12 and add to -8.
4 and 3.
Let's try it. Very, very close. 4 plus 3 is going to give me 7. Not quite what I'm looking for. So what else could multiply to 12?
8, 2.
8 and 2 would give me 16. Isaac?
4 times -4 times -4, something like that.
Ooh, not quite. That would be -16. How else could I get 12, you guys? 1, 12, 2, 6, 3, 4. We already tried 3 and 4.
It's gotta be 2 and 6.
Let's try it. 2 times 6 will give me positive 12.
Then we have to turn the 6 into a negative.
Ooh,
No,
you're
both negative.
great job. There we go. Because 2 plus 6 would give me positive 8. We're looking for a -8. We want to make these both negative. Negative times a negative still gives me my positive 12. When I add them together, they give me my -8 I'm looking for. Found our 2 factors. Put them in factored form. P minus 2 and P minus 6. Beautiful. Alrighty. Okay, so that was just like factoring. We talked a lot about that last year. Now on numbers 7 through 10, which we might skip a couple just due to time, we're factoring each of these completely by grouping. Okay, factoring by grouping. That means split them in half, factor those halves. Okay, so let's look at number 7. First half. I just want to factor this guy first. Okay, just looking at those 2 terms. 18 and 12. What's the biggest number I could divide both 18 and 12 by?
4.
Can't divide 18 by 4. Could 12, but not 18.
8 and 10.
Nope, those 2 wouldn't work. What else? I can divide, what about 6? Could we divide 18 by 6? Yep. Can we divide 12 by 6? Yep. Okay, so let's try it. 6 is our GCF. Now look at your variables. 3 ends here, 2 ends there. How many can I take?
2.
2. I can take the smaller amount. So 6 ends squared is what I can take out of that first group. Let's figure out what's left inside. Okay, now we take each term, divide by what we took out. 18 divided by 6. What's that going to give me? 18 divided by 6. 3. Great job. And then I had 3 ends. I took 2 away. How many are left?
2, 1.
1. What about 12 divided by 6?
2.
Positive 2. And then I had 2 ends, but I took all 2 of them out. No ends left on that guy. Okay. First group, factored. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our second group. Okay, 21 and 14. What's the biggest number I could divide both 21 and 14 by?
14.
Can't divide 21 by 14. That would give me a decimal. What did I say? 7. Beautiful. We can divide 21 by 7, and we can divide 14 by 7. Okay, this guy has an n. That guy doesn't. Can I take an n out? Nope. Okay, so 7's the only thing we could take out. Let's figure out what's left. 21 divided by 7.
3.
And then my 1 n left with the 3. 14 divided by 7?
2.
2.
Beautiful. Ooh, are the guys inside our parentheses the same thing? Yep.
Yeah.
That was our whole goal. We want these guys to be the same, 3n plus 2, 3n plus 2. They become our first factor. Okay, our second factor is just what's left on the outside. 6n squared plus 7. Beautiful. All right, we're gonna skip 8 and 10, so just go ahead and go straight to number 9. We'll do this one more time. All right, factoring by grouping. First group, meaning my first half, same thing. So 18 and 6. 18 and 6. What can I divide both 18 and 6 by? First thing you want to ask yourself is, can you divide the 18 by 6?
No.
Is 6 the GCF?
Yes.
Yeah, we can. We can divide 6 by 6 and 18 by 6. So they have a 6 in common. Okay, now look at your M's. 3 M's here, 2 M's here. How many can I take?
2.
2 M's. Beautiful. Okay, let's figure out what's left inside. 18 divided by 6. What's going to be here my first term?
3.
3. Okay, I had 3 M's, but then I took 2 of them away. How many do I have left? 1 M. Okay, what's negative 6 divided by 6?
-1.
Had 2 M's, took all 2 of them away, no M's left. So first group, factored. Done. Okay, let's look at my second group. Ooh, 3 and a 1. Anything they have in common? Nope. So the only thing we can take out is what? Just like on our starter. 1. Take out a 1. When they have nothing in common, take out a 1. And guess what? It just leaves the same exact thing inside. But wait. Are they the same inside my parentheses?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that was my whole goal. 3m minus 1, 3m minus 1 become my first factor. Second factor is what's on the outside, 6m squared and plus 1. Great job. Okay, so factoring by grouping, that was the new method we talked about this year. Factor the first half, factor the second half. You want those 2 parentheses to be the same, and boom, you're good. Okay, so turn your paper over. Okay, this is what we talked about last time. We touched on it a little last year, and I'll be honest with you guys, quadratic formula is not super fun.
No.
It's kind of big, it's kind of long, it's kind of ugly. Okay, so let's go ahead and remind ourselves what the quadratic formula actually looks like. Okay, you're definitely going to want this on your test. X is equal to, just meaning your answer is negative b plus or minus, we get 2 answers here, square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all being divided by 2 times a. Okay, but here's the great thing about formulas in math, you guys. They might be long, they might be ugly, but formulas are great because all you have to do is identify information and plug it in where it goes. Your calculator can honestly do the rest. Okay, so let's go ahead. First things first, let's remind ourselves what standard form is. And you guys are like, oh, we've talked about this a million times. That's okay. Talk about it one more time. Standard form for a quadratic. Remember, your a is always in front of your whatever squared. Your b is always in front of just one of those variables. And your c is on the end. Okay. Last super important rule we need to remind ourselves before we start solving these guys. Let's put a star. must equal what in order to solve? Who remembers? What does it have to equal on one side? Yep, it must equal 0 in order to solve. Must equal 0 in order to solve. You have to see an equals 0. Okay. Got all those rules down? Cool, cool. Let's look at number 12 then. First things first. Does it equal 0?
No.
No. Okay, remember, don't ever move the big guy, the x squared guy. Okay? So what should we move here in order to make it equal 0?
-2.
Mm-hmm. We got to move that -2. What's the opposite of -2? How do I move him?
Positive 2.
Mm-hmm. Add him. Okay, the only other thing I can add him to on the other side is my like term. I can only add him to that -37. The other guys have x's, so we can't combine those guys. So what we end up with, x squared plus 2x, didn't affect those guys at all. What is -37 plus?
-35.
Nice. Didn't even have to finish my question. And now it equals 0. Now we can go ahead and identify A, B, and C and plug it into our formula. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Who can identify A, B, and C here? Okay?
A is 1, B is 2, and C is -35.
Nice. We'll go ahead and just write that over here. A is 1, B is 2, C is -35. Alrighty. Okay, so here comes the annoying part. Plug A, B, and C into the formula where they go. Alright? So it's going to look something like this. X is equal to, right? Negative B. Okay, I'm just doing a little space. -2, because my B was 2. Plus or minus the square root of B squared, so 2 squared, minus 4 times A, my A is 1, times C, -35. And it's all being divided by 2 times A is 1. If you don't have a calculator, you're definitely going to want one. Okay? We are actually going to finish this problem entirely out. Okay? We'll probably skip number 13, so just really laser focus here on number 12. All we've done so far is identify A, B, and C after making it equal 0 and plug them in where they go. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and take care of the ugliest part of our formula first. Let's go ahead and just punch this guy into our calculator. Punch him in exactly the way he looks, meaning parentheses and all. Okay, so in my calculator, I'm going to do parentheses, 2 parentheses squared, minus 4, parentheses 1, parentheses, parentheses -35, parentheses. Ooh. Get a 144. Okay, so literally I just took this piece, punched him into my calculator. I got the square root of 144 now. It's still under that square root. Okay, so now my formula looks like -2 plus or minus the square root of 44 divided by 2. Right? 2 times 1 is just 2 on bottom. Okay, here's where it actually gets pretty nice. The square root of 144 is a nice pretty number. So in your calculator, you can click second. Okay, then go down to your x squared button. Gives you your little radical. Square root of 144. That's 12. We know 12 times 12 gives us 144. So now, we have 2 answers here. My first answer is -2 plus 12. Divided by 2. My second answer is -2 minus 12 divided by 2. That's where that little plus or minus thing comes into play. Okay, so let's figure out what these guys are. That's not too bad. Calculator does this pretty easily. What's negative 2 plus 12? What's going to go on top? Positive 10. What's 10 divided by 2?
20.
5.
Ooh, there we go. First answer is 5. Okay, what about my second answer? What's negative 2 minus 12 on top?
10.
Ooh, close. Negative 2 minus 12. Isaac?
Oh,
Negative 14. What's negative 14 divided by 2?
negative 7.
Negative 7. And there are my two answers. Now, remember, you guys, if we get nice, pretty answers like that, was this quadratic factorable? Could we have factored him? Yeah, probably could have saved us some time. But that just shows the quadratic formula always works, even if they're nice. Okay,